Hello and Happy New Year, and welcome to Creatives Like Us. I'm your host, graphic designer Angela Lyons. This podcast is dedicated to open up the conversation and amplifying the voices of underrepresented creatives, especially Black and Brown creatives in business. I invite guests on to share their experiences and stories, and in between I have solo episodes like this one, where I share my insights. Creatives Like Us is here to empower and here to uplift the next generation of diverse talent, whether you're a student, graduate, or exploring a new career path. All right then, let's dive in. The year I didn't let self-doubt win. Last year, 2025, which feels weird even saying that because it's now early 26, I was on a webinar and I said something that I didn't realize would become the start of my year. Just start. Don't hold yourself back. If you don't do it, it will never happen. And then I thought, hang on, am I actually taking my own advice here? My word of the year last year was intent. And I really tried to live by that, especially in my work and in my family and my friends and people around me. So I wanted to be intentional with whatever I did. So last year, Jan 2025, I launched this podcast, Creatives Like Us, a show amplifying the voices of creatives in business. And I wanted to show that no matter what generation you're in, you can build a creative business and there's others out there doing it too. And when I just said, just start on that webinar, I wasn't lying. I suppose I wasn't telling you the whole truth because life happens, stuff happens. And for me last year, had some testing times, dealing with grief, helping out family, and also my children went through their exams and also dealing with work. A lot has changed in the industry. And so we have to adapt and we have to see what works for us still, what isn't working for us. And also this goes without saying, the people we surround ourselves with too. And I'm not going to get too deep on this. But anyway, let's go back to work because I need to work. We need to pay the bills. And you know what? I'm blessed to be in my own business and I'm a freelancer. I consider myself a freelancer with business. As you know, I did start it. I did start the podcast and I had to fit it around my life and I had grand plans of scheduling. I will try and do this better this year. So, but I thought, let's just start. But it's going to be uncomfortable and I don't know what I'm doing half the time. I'm asking friends help me out, but it's going to be messy along the way. Just do it anyway, which I did. So why am I saying all this? It actually matters. Now the podcast is done. Okay, it's had steady downloads. I know I could do better. I know I could market it better. I've had, you know what? I'm not going to knock myself about that because I've had lovely messages and I was absolutely, so happy that Creatives Like Us was nominated for 2 awards in the Black Podcast Awards last year for Best International Podcast and Best Arts Podcast. And that was hosted in America last year. And you know what? It was, it's brilliant to get award nominations. Obviously, it's better to even win. But you know what? It was there. My name was on screen somewhere in America. So that was brilliant. And the nominations are truly, truly brilliant. But you know what? You know what I'm going to say? What makes it worthwhile is when I know that this podcast is helping people out there. And I'm getting a DM from a design student who said they'd never seen anyone or looked like her running their own creative business. And she found this podcast, which was freaking awesome. And also a message from a listener exploring a career change path. They also, off the back of that, coming to the event Creatives Like Us that I co-founded with Ayo, Abbas and Vanessa Bello. And we had 3 awesome events last year. Whilst the podcast is I suppose, alongside it, it's just that we've done such amazing, great work last year. So I just wanted to thank people for coming along and thank people for supporting us along the way. And there's more thanks. I just have to do this. I do. I also want to give thanks to the people who kept me going. I want to give massive thanks to Heather Pownell for producing it and getting me going. And to my pals who kept on saying, do it when I doubted myself and also let me bend their ears of how do I do this? I want to thank Tracy, Dominique, Mel, Io, Kaylee and Molly. I have groups where I chat with them and, they get me through those moments. And when you find your people and they hype you up, you think you soon forget why you had the wobbles in the first place. So thank you everyone who's shared it, sent lovely messages of support. You know who you are. Right, so what's changing this year? I'll be honest about something. I'm taking over the production of the podcast now, and this partly because I want a little bit of control and also holding myself accountable. And also, gosh, the biggest thing is costs. it's coming out of my budget and my time. And it's the fact that passion projects cost money. And obviously, the podcast isn't making me any money because I'm putting money into it. But you know what? It's an investment in the community and it's about my own growth too. And it's amplifying voices that need amplifying. But of course, that doesn't mean it's easy to fund. So anyway, I will stop talking about this and money, but it's important. So if you like this podcast and it's generally helping you, you can go buy me a coffee if you want to. Um, and that will keep me going. I'll put the link in the show notes. So thank you for that. I suppose that was my bit of advert for Lies Creative there. Anyway, thank you, thank you, thank you. So let's celebrate the guests that we've had on last year. I've done 2 seasons. I'm still in season 2 at the moment. I'm letting it continue on to this year. So yeah, this podcast has given me the confidence to create solo episodes like this. And it's also incredible to ask guests to join me. So huge thanks to them for giving up their time for the first 2 seasons. Go give them a follow or even a listen to the episode that we've had before. And when I was writing out the guest list, I was like, wow, that is a list of very cool people and what they're doing. And I felt proud of every single episode. And here's what I did learn from year 1, and that is stop waiting for permission. I kept on thinking I needed to be more established or get polished episodes or be more successful or I should be interviewing people with bigger follow amounts. Well, you know what? Yeah, you could do all that. But it turns out these people say yes because they believe in what I'm doing and it's been a great experience for them. It's been a great experience for me. And they are brilliant, awesome guests on the podcast and they're doing their thing. Funny enough, my word of the year last year was amazing and brilliant. That was the most said word on the podcast by me. So, when they do those Spotify, or I think it's Buzzsprout Wrapped. So that was my word, amazing and brilliant. And they have absolutely been brilliant and amazing listeners. So again, listeners respond to authenticity and value. And sometimes it's not always about perfection. And last week I posted on social media about this, in fact, and all the guests and saying thank you. And I listed them all on this social media post. And it wasn't I tried to tag some of them, but I don't know if there was a limit in Instagram and LinkedIn. So I tagged them anyway, some which way I could. And I've had really nice responses there. So I'd appreciate them all. So thank you if you left a comment or a like on them on the post. So thank you very much. Season 1, we opened up with my guest Dominique, and listeners remembered her story, especially part of her story where one of her teachers and her peers thought that she was not worthy enough to go to Oxford to do a degree. But one of her teachers changed all that and she reversed all that, to be honest with you. She put the hard work in and she got to Oxford. That was a great story. So that was earlier on in season 1, if you want to listen to that episode. Also, I spoke to Nana Crawford, the founder of This Woman Can and Jiggle Fit. She's a teacher and speaker, and she taught herself how to samba dance during lockdown. And she filmed all of this. And with her hard work, she has created a thriving dance business, even though up to this day, she still gets faced with online nasty comments from haters. But you know what? She deals with it and she's still going to date and she's making money in her business. So well done, Nana. I also loved speaking in season 2 to Festus. He's a public speaker and an advocate for young people. His episode was on public speaking and I got great notes from him. Funny enough, I met him at a networking event. And I've started season 3. I've recorded 1 episode and my guest for that, I couldn't believe that she said yes when I invited her. And my God, my motto should be, and I should listen to it more, is if you don't ask, you don't get. So thank you to all my guests. Your turn now. So here's my question for 2026. What's the thing that's putting you off that you're waiting for to be ready? Is it maybe your portfolio site, the email you wanted to send to ask someone to be a mentor or be a guest on their podcast, or anything, starting your own thing? And what if this is the year to start? Again, no pressure if you don't want to. I know I've said in this podcast, just start, just do it, but do what's right for you, including, I know it's a bit random, saying Happy New Year. Gosh, there was a post that I saw and they kept on saying, this is the time when you've got to stop saying Happy New Year to people. For what? You could say Happy New Year as long as you like. If it's up to you and it's your business, keep saying Happy New Year. That makes you happy. Why we listen to people that tell us what to do and not what to do? But do things that gently ease you into things if that's what you want. If you want something that's hard hitting, get yourself an accountability partner maybe. But yeah, if there is something that you are going to start this year, I'd love to know, because the chances are you might be hesitating. You might want to share it with somebody, maybe get an accountability partner yourself, maybe even something really tiny or something really big. Just, share it with somebody that will get you going, because you might not want to start at the moment or think you're not ready, but you most likely are. Anyway, here's to another year of the Creators Like Us podcast. And thank you so much for being here. See you soon. Bye.